Pressure is a privilege. It's a privilege. If you're put under a pressure situation, that means somebody believes in you. Do you believe in yourself? Pressure defines who you are and who you're not. But you know what pressure does? It defines who you can become.
You know what the best advice I ever gotten? Came in 2 words. You can't. And you know what my response was? 2 words. Watch me.
If you want to be the best of the best, if you want to survive no matter what happens, if you want to thrive no matter what happens, you can't second guess yourself. I can't gamble on you if you're not willing to gamble on yourself. I can't trust you unless you trust yourself. You're asking me to be honest with you. When's the last time you were honest with yourself? There's always a reason. If your business is not thriving, there's a reason. If your health is not thriving, there's a reason. If your relationship is not thriving, there's a reason. And you know what the crazy thing is? Everybody in this room knows exactly what that reason is. But you won't have that honest conversation with yourself. But you tell everybody else, be honest with me. Everybody wants somebody to be honest with them until it's time to be honest.
Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Think about every poor decision you've made in your life. There was more emotion that was involved in it than there was mind. Your feelings keep you in bed. Your mind tells you, get up.
Your dreams, they're dancing in here. They are. They want to come alive. They want to come alive. They want to live. And somebody else is living the life that you should be living. Somebody got the deal that you should have got. Take control. You take control of what you can control so the uncontrollable becomes more controllable.
Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. Think about every poor decision you've made in your life. Gosh. There was more emotion that was involved in it than there was mind. Every single one of them. Think about it. Really was. Your feelings keep you in bed. Your mind tells you, get up. Very few people understand what winning does to an individual's mental health. Winning doesn't make you heartless, but it teaches you to use your heart less. Every decision I've made, I knew what the cost was going to be. If you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill from regret. The best of the best, they have emotional discipline. They don't bring whatever's going on in their personal life, it lets them affect what's going on at work. Because now if things aren't doing well in their personal life and they bring it to their business world, well, now your business world is going to suffer, which is going to make things at home either worse. So resiliency of having that emotional discipline. Because it's easy to do things that we want to do when we feel good. Think about people that work out here on a regular basis. Sometimes when you go to the gym, man, I don't want to be here, you end up having your best workouts. And here's the thing with all the individuals that I had, their legs gave out before their heart.
And we hear, showing up is half the battle. Showing up is none of the battle. Showing up is half the battle. You are so far away from winning, you have 0 chance. I show up at the gym, that ain't half the battle. You showed up here, that ain't half the battle. So we're no longer thinking about showing up is half the battle. Showing up is none of the battle. Overthinking. You know what overthinking is? Overthinking is the art. It's an art. It is literally an art. It's an art that a lot of individuals here have mastered. It's the art of creating issues and problems that don't exist. There's enough issues in life that already exist. You're supposed to be scared. You're supposed to have fear. You're not supposed to have doubt. There's a huge difference. There's a lot of doubt in this pot over here. There's a lot of fear over here. And there's a huge difference between the two. Fear is an instinct. Fear propels you. It wakes you up. It gets you going. Doubt you create. Think about it. Everything you've doubted about yourself, everything you've doubted about your abilities, everything you've doubted about how far you can go, everything you've doubted about how hard you should work, everything's doubted about where you should be, you created it. Nobody else did. Nobody creates doubt for you. Nobody can put something inside you. Nobody can put in something inside you. Nobody can put something inside your head unless you give them permission to.
When I ask individuals, what does winning mean to them? And everybody talks about all these great things and so forth, and you sit down with the true competitors, and they sit down and they, man, it's unforgiving, it's relentless, it's hard, it's nasty. You know what winning does? It's gonna cost you everything, but it's gonna reward you with so much more. Two routines that people do there, and they both create comfort. There's a routine that's done out of boredom, where you do the same thing over and over again. And then there's a routine out of skill, and it's repetitive over and over again. And that's what the greats do. It builds a level of comfort through the repetitiveness of the skill. You get past that thinking stage and you just know, because your foundation is so freaking strong. Man, you gotta love what you do. You gotta love what you do. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Let me tell you when real love kicks in. When you first started your occupation, when you first started in your relationship, when you got with that significant other, remember the love you had, the things you did, how excited you were when you got that first job, how much effort and work you put into it to get that job, to be a part of that relationship. You were so emotional about it. And what happened when the emotion went away? Did the real love kick in? You think when I trained my athletes after they played 40 minutes in a game, the next day I'm at their door at 5 a.m. in the morning? If they had emotion, they would have never answered the door. True love kicks in when you take the emotions out. You know what the best advice I ever gotten? Came in 2 words. You can't. You hear this all the time. Oh, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Winners know exactly where the destination is. They're just not aimlessly walking around. They enjoy the journey. They know what's involved in the journey, but every journey has a destination. You don't believe me? When you pick up your phones and you put, whether you use Waze, Google Maps, whatever it may be, it asks you for a point A and a point B, right? If you just put in a point A, it doesn't give you directions. It doesn't give you directions. Every single journey has to have a destination. In order to be yourself, you got to remember where you came from. You got to remember where you came from. And even more importantly, before you can understand who you are, you have to understand why you're that way. You know, everybody talks about clearing the mind, clearing the mind, clearing the mind, clearing the mind. And this is, I'm over here talking about mindset. But you know what? You know what you have to do before you can clear the mind? You got to delete from the heart. Until you can delete from the heart, you'll never have clarity in your mind. Do you think Michael Jordan was interested in just being a basketball player? Do you think Kobe Bryant was just interested in winning championships? Do you think Tom Brady is just interested in being an NFL quarterback? Your mindset has to change right now. Interested is a fucking hobby. That's what interested is. That means you can't make a decision. If you want to win, you want what's next, you can't be interested. You have to be obsessed. When is the last time you gave yourself a shot of confidence? You know how you give yourself a shot of confidence? Who are the most confident people in the world? The people that win over and over and over and over again. You want to build more confidence? Win. How do you win? You take chances. You get a little bit crazy.
Who do you think is the number one, the GOAT? Is it Michael?
Oh, you're going to put him on the spot?
Or LeBron James?
You're going to put him on the spot like that?
End the debate, please.
Here we go, 3 parts. One player has won the scoring title, regular season MVP, was first team defensive player, led the playoffs in scoring, and won the MVP in the finals. All 5 things. It's only happened 4 times in the NBA. You know who the 4 players who do it were? Jordan, 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 Jordan.
Jordan!
Number 2, if you own a pair of Jordans or have a pair of Jordans on, stand up.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
If you have a pair of LeBrons on, stand up.
Okay? Number 3, here comes a mic drop right here. We've all heard the stories about individuals getting robbed for their Jordans. Have you ever heard a story? Anybody getting stuck up for a pair of LeBrons? There you go. All right?
It's settled.
You want to see what a person's made out of? Put them under a pressure situation. If somebody puts you under a pressure situation, that means they believe in you. Do you believe in yourself? Pressure defines who you are and who you're not. But it also defines who you can become. That's what pressure does. It defines who you can become. Oh, I perform great under the lights, the bright lights. Those guys never even notice the lights. They don't even notice the lights. They don't know if the lights are blue, pink, if they're on, if they're bright. They don't, because if you're paying attention to the lights, you're not in that moment. You're going to increase your percentage of having an error, of missing that shot, throwing that pass out. You've heard so many times, man, I didn't even hear the crowd. I didn't know what they were saying, what was going on. That's the flow state. That's being in the zone. They don't look at the lights. They don't hear everything. You know what I tell everyone out there is, don't listen to the shouts of others. Listen to the whisper of yourself. If you can listen to the whisper of yourself, you don't hear the crowd.